This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Well, if this isn't in your face, I don't know what is. I covered the first audio video, or whatever they call those now, because they release 2 videos for every stupid song, just to keep people as brainwashed as possible, of Iggy Azalea. The song called Savior should speak for itself, right? But wait till you see this video, because you'll see some of the same things I've been talking about. Well, wait. Everybody loves a good bath, right? Well, you'll get that in here. You'll get the whole satanic baptism as we see Iggy inside of a church. Now, unfortunately, Christians who don't have a clue will actually see this video. And because there's some crosses in the background, and because she's in a church, they're going to go, oh, she's been saved. She's found God. When it couldn't be further from the truth what they're showing us. But sadly, people don't think. And they just think, oh, it's a church. Oh, I see a cross. Oh, she must be a Christian. They're actually showing you her satanic baptism. Actually showing you the same signs we see from going from lightness to dark, white clothing to black. But I'll get into all that stuff. You could see the blasphemy right off the bat. As she's in a bed on an altar. Of course, they'll show some statues like Mary. They'll show some things on the wall. And they'll show people sitting and watching her as she's up on this altar wearing her white dress. Remember, they use colors all the time, white to black, all the time, right? I believe I just did a video that showed Beyonce doing it. But again, you'll see crucifixes, you'll see crosses, and suddenly we'll see roses on fire, Rosicrucian, right? Remember, I've talked about that before, the rose symbolism. It's not because it's everybody's favorite flower. It represents something to them, to the Masons. So we see the roses on fire as suddenly she has what people would call a halo on her head. Now, halos is probably a video I need to do, exposure on it, so people are aware, because too often people see a halo and they just think that that means the person's a Christian or a Catholic or a follower of Jesus Christ. When you'll see all these paintings depicting Jesus, depicting saints with the halo over their head, that's not what it means at all. In fact, the word halo is not mentioned in the Bible. The word halo is actually, guess what it's associated with? It's associated with deity worship. It's associated with sun worship. This goes back to the Egyptian gods. You'd see they have that around their head as well. It is about sun worship. The halo is also known as nimbuses. Yes, nimbuses. But these people are also imbeciles and nimbuses, is what's on top of their head. So you'll see her with this halo. It's depicting sun worship, Egyptian god worship. And I know people go, well, sun worship, that's what Jesus is. The people who don't have a clue, who are narrow-minded, who have been brainwashed into thinking that all this stuff, that they've made up the Bible and all this. I'm not even going to get down into that because it's so ridiculous. And all it takes is actual common sense to figure out that you're being brainwashed for thinking that. Okay? You're being brainwashed for thinking that Jesus and Horus are the same person. You don't have a clue how they've taken the Son of Man, the King of Kings, and through the depictions of art and through all these things, they have created these images to get people to inadvertently worship the sun and do that stuff. But let's get back to the video. So you see her with the halo on her head. As she walks down the aisleway, you'll see candles lit and all these crosses, right? Suddenly she's wearing black, holding the burning roses. Above her head, you can easily see the pyramid, which is above her halo, deliberately placed there. Now suddenly she gets to the front of the church here, which I guess, she was already in the front, but whatever. She walks down the aisle and you get 8 women with veils over their face, right? The lifting of the veil, why they have veils and halos over their head, and they're all wearing white, standing right next to what would appear to be a druid, but which is clearly Satan, or clearly the Antichrist here, wearing a black robe. As she approaches him, Okay, she touches his hand, she looks in his eyes. She's now again wearing black clothing. They'll show you close-ups in on these, women who are wearing veils over their eyes. And suddenly, as she touches him, he falls, right? His druid cloak falls, and she's transferred her energy over. And that's also another thing with the halo. Keep in mind, when I talk about the magic circle, the ritual circle, it also represents that. Over their head, the halo, the circle. Remember, because the magic circle is important to them. They believe they transfer energy. They can keep their energy inside of this stupid little circle that they worship. And as she's headed back down the aisleway, guess where she's going, folks? You guessed it. She's going to take a bath because she's going to have her satanic baptism. Get it? Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Tupac. Coincidence that they all have this? And you can type in just about any musician and type bathtub or bath in Google image and find it for yourself, right? What did I just do? Maroon 5, whatever that guy's name is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Guy from Maroon 5 in the bathtub. Now we actually see her in a bathtub inside of this church as the druid in the black cloak, who really is depicting the Antichrist. Because remember, everybody's going to be worshiping the Antichrist. They now show her, well, we're not, but they want everybody on board. And that's what this subliminal mind control is. So as she's in the bathtub, the Antichrist here comes up to her, dunks her in the water, giving her her satanic baptism. They then show her laying inside of, what looks like it's supposed to be some type of, like an angel representing fallen angels on the ground. And they deliberately will show this guy holding a thing that says monster. Okay, monster energy, 666. But you'll see as she's laying inside as an angel, and the lyrics are talking about how she's, saving her love for her Savior, right? This is not depicting a love for Jesus Christ. This is depicting a love for the Antichrist. So she's inside, now depicting an angel representing the fallen angel. She's just had her satanic baptism as she's been dunked in the water. She now rises back up. And as she comes out of the water, everybody in the church is standing. They're all praising up to the Antichrist, applauding, bowing, as we see the hands go up in a pyramid form, the pyramid form of worship, right? Look at the hands making the pyramid sign. We talked about that being an Illuminati symbol, right? The triangle of power. So holding that up, the organs in the shape of the pyramid, and you can see all of them bowing down and worshiping. As we see her now in the aisleway, again, you could see the pyramid above her head with the halo back on. It's the same stuff over and over. But sadly, people are going to see this and they're just going to go, boy, she's found Jesus. This is great. Because they'll hear the word Savior. They'll automatically think that's what she means. She's now quote unquote religious, as the zombies would say. And she's been saved, not mentioning she's the song constantly talking about waiting for her Savior. Well, who are they waiting for? Because our Savior's already come and he's coming back. And his name's Jesus Christ. Their Savior is the Antichrist, who they're ushering in, who they're brainwashing people into inadvertently worshiping because he's coming in the name of love. And all these musicians just constantly are taking a baptism, right? A demonic satanic baptism. Now, in the occult, they do these baptisms in blood and urine and feces. Yeah, it's true. You can listen to accounts from people who were in it or who have done satanic baptisms. They'll tell you all the information's out there these days. I mean, we know everything pretty much about our enemies now. They don't care anymore. They can try to censor us and things like that. But the fact of the matter is that people don't even care. They're like, oh, let them worship the Antichrist. Oh, the Antichrist. I mean, when the Antichrist comes, and I know a lot of you think he's here, and I'm not having a debate of who it is and whatever. Okay, the simple fact is the Antichrist is a prick. But you can see when this does go down, people are going to be like, oh, the Antichrist, he's great. Should we call him Antichrist? They're going to laugh and be like, he's not the Antichrist. He's just the greatest, right? All the things the Bible tells us about how the Antichrist is going to be. That's how he's going to act. Everyone's going to be deceived by him. But again, let's just rehash this. She's in a church. She's wearing white in a bed on the altar. She's then suddenly wearing black. She has the halo on her head, the magic circle, the sun worship halo. There's then women in white with veils over their faces standing around the druid in black. She touches him, right, and transfers her energy, as they say, these magician practitioner losers, over to him. He then suddenly turns to dust as she's now empowered. She heads back down for her baptism, and the Antichrist, or whoever it's depicting, I believe it's the Antichrist, if you want to say it's Satan, the Antichrist is now dunking her into the bath, giving her satanic baptism. I mean, people will hear this and they'll just say, you're out of your mind and you're crazy. Well, why don't you just tell me what you see then? If you're somebody who loves Iggy Azalea, oh, it's just art, right? Is that what we just say when we can't figure things out? It's art, right? If this is art, it's a mess, I'll tell you that. It's like throwing crap against a blank canvas. That's what it looks like to me. But again, it's just so in our faces. I don't know how much more in our faces it can get. Look at this stuff. The hands at the end with the pyramid, right? The Luciferian worship. It's insane. It's every music video. It's every week almost. And people still refuse to see it. It's like, I'm not just looking for it. I'm not just going, I'm going to do, oh, he's doing it because he wants to get views, right? I'm not even tagging Iggy Azalea in this one. Or maybe I will, actually, so people can find it. But oh, it just wants to do views, right? Oh, they talk about these. Well, they're using repetition. It's the basic and easiest form of mind control, and they're showing it to you over and over. So maybe, just maybe, if people start watching some of the breakdowns of the music videos and the breakdown of the symbols that I do, they'll go, "Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, this can't be a coincidence. This can't be art." But they'll tell you it's art, and everyone will go, "It's art. It's okay. She's found Jesus. She's in a church." Because we live in a world of zombies, folks. This was Iggy Azalea's Savior. I hope I exposed it well enough for you to understand. I mean, my mind's running a mile a minute. This stuff just drives me nuts. It is so in our faces, it's ridiculous. But I'm sure tomorrow there'll be another video up, maybe from someone like Eminem or whoever there is in the rotation right now with the same stuff. What do we have? Eminem walking on water? A few months ago, Selena Gomez walking on water. People don't see the common themes here, right? God versus the devil. It's the oldest story ever, right? Good versus evil. Yet sadly, people are going to be cheering for the devil in the end times and wanting to be on his side, these people, because they're insane and they're selfish. And they refuse to be told what to do. It's the do what thou wilt mindset, folks. Thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.